Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I've been away for a little while due to crappy internet. So I have updated my internet, but I still think I have crappy internet compared to some of the other high-speed stuff out there. But anyway, that's where I've been. Recently, I started a new month, which brought a new knife of the month, which is this guy. This is the Gary Wines. Come on, telephone. Gary Wines. LT Wright. It's 01 Scandi. And I posted this knife up on the Instagram. Just factory, right one before I had even used it. And it was really shiny. Now, it has this very nice dark patina on it that tickles my brain just right. I like that. So, a bunch of questions on how to achieve that. And it's super simple. So if I was going to do this knife, I'll pretend like I'm just about to, I'll put it in the sheath for a second until I clean some of this crap off of my laboratory area here. Okay, so to do this, basically all you need is, I like apple cider vinegar, and there's a bunch of other ways to do it. This is just the way that I do it because I can set it down and go on about my business and come back and get it later. But this is my Knife Stuff apple cider vinegar. Sometimes if I end up with a bunch left in a Ziploc bag, I'll pour it back in here. So it's probably got some iron steel Majotis in there with it. But take some apple cider vinegar, and what I like to use to hold the vinegar against the steel is a coffee filter. And the reason that I like to use a coffee filter versus a paper towel is if you use the paper towel, what's going to happen is basically all of this here that's touching the blade is going to take the patina. And then what you're going to be left with is all of the imprint from the paper towel on your blade. So all these little pieces where you can see have the white deal, that's going to show up on your blade. It'll put this white pattern here, or these lines around this thing on your blade. That's going to be visible. So if you don't mind that, use a paper towel. But you'll use a paper towel the same way that I use coffee filter. Coffee filter just is it'll have some wrinkles in there, but for the most part it all touches the blade and there's none of these voids. But I take whatever I'm going to use. So I'm using this knife, and I like to square off one side. Sorry, I got all my bracelets off. It's almost time to wash my booty and go to bed time. I got blade show tomorrow. Trying out this internet though. But I removed this, and the reason that I removed that is so that is the side that's going to go against my scales, so I don't have a missing spot on there. And then I'll take it and fold it just so it's as flat as possible against the steel. So that's good. Nothing fancy, it's just folded against it. Then I take my apple cider vinegar and pour it straight on the paper towel or coffee filter, whichever you decide to use. Don't take much, like that's plenty. I'll open me a Ziploc bag because normally it's inside when I'm doing this stuff. How rude, Rooster. But you can see there's air in here. So I'll take and try to work all of this air out one way. Sorry, there's cars coming by. Bro, calm down. We know, okay? Calm down. But you smooth it out the best you can. Push those bubbles out. Okay, now it's just, now you're being uncalled for. But I'll take it and just put it in the Ziploc bag to keep it from getting everywhere. And then what I'll do is I'll set it somewhere out of the way in 2 hours. That's my number for 01 LT Wright knives. That's the color that I look for. That's what I want. I'm not gonna leave this in there because I already have it at the patina that I want it at. Some gets on the micarta, it's not a big deal. It may smell like vinegar for a day, maybe, but if you use it, it goes away within the day. It doesn't stay forever. And then what I'll do is when I take it out, I just rinse it right under water. I just run water on it, and then I'll dry it off. I don't have any water out here. I do. I put it in the forge bucket. That'll work. Then I just dry it off. Not a big deal. And that's it. You can see the comparison to what it was versus what it is now. And that will change color over time with just using it. But I haven't had it very long. But that's how I force the patina on my high carbon steel knives. There's a whole bunch of other ways. You can like boil your apple cider and dip your knives in it and all that kind of stuff. I've never done that. I have used some white vinegar before instead of apple cider vinegar. It worked pretty good. I can't remember how long I left it in there though, so I'm not gonna give you any information that I'm not 100% sure on how I had done it, but just something, a container like this is just a couple bucks, and it'll last you a really long time if you are only soaking something like this in it. And depending on how big the blade is, sometimes I'll put it in the bag and then I'll pour the vinegar into the bag to soak it and then press it down. But outside, just really not a big deal. I'm not worried about making a mess or having something smell like apple cider vinegar, even though it's not too bad of a smell anyway. But it does well. It's pretty tough. It'll sometimes, like at the 2 hour mark, I don't know if you can see it good, sometimes you'll get that crusty look right there, right by the scales. Come on. If my phone will focus on it. Yeah. Get that crusty look right there. And I don't know if that's something that has to do with the proximity of the micarta. You know, all of that combined, if that's what gives it that look. The little surface rust. But it doesn't hurt anything. Like, it doesn't spread to the rest of the knife really, as long as you dry it off and then put it to use. And there'll be a good looking after you start using it, the edge will get a really good shiny mirror finish on it, especially if you start stropping it. And I think the black look on the steel with a mirror dropped edge just looks fantastic. And the performance, only reason that I patina my stuff is because I'll do like this, even if it's green poplar, whatever it is. I'm going to use it, and then when I'm done using it, I'm going to wipe it off on my pants, and I'm going to put it back in the sheet. Then I'm going to rock and roll till I need it again. And this just keeps it from getting weird. Because if you have a shiny knife, like 01 unfinished, and you go and you carve a piece of sweet gum and poplar, I know will do it. If you carve a piece of that and put it away, it'll immediately patina the blade. You'll have black streaks, or almost blue streaks on it, right off the bat. So this just kind of camouflages all that. But anyway, that's a super simple, do-it-yourself forced patina on LT Wright Gary Wines, which is the knife of the month. Check out more stuff over on my Instagram at Bushcraft Kelso. Also, I have a website that I keep some fun stuff on. It's bushcraftkelso.com. Check that out. And follow LT Wright Knives for more stuff. There's a bunch of great makers putting out content right now. Check them out. Later.